Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm just gonna go straight into a very advanced conversation about Ayurveda and spirituality. For some of you it might be a difficult or different concept, but please stay till the end because the most important information I'm gonna tie up at the end of this video so you can see a really big picture how to get to fulfillment and happiness in life. But first, I would like to acknowledge that each person goes through hardship in life and difficulty in life, whether it could be mm, connected to your work or relationship or financial situation or health. It doesn't matter. At some point in life, we go through a major crisis and difficulties and problems, and throughout the life also, we go through a small breakdowns. And during those times, typically people feel scared and they want to run away from the problem, escape, run away, hide, because our hearts is actually very weak. And during those difficulties, it gives us a wrong suggestion, typically whispers to our ear, run away. It's okay. You can face it later. You can fix it later. It will get better. And we'll listen to it because we're scared. We're scared to confront it. We're scared to face it. And it's normal because we have a defense mechanism that scares us. And so we take this choice and we escape this problem. But then what happens? Sooner or later, we are faced with the similar situation. So let's say, hypothetically, that you have difficulty at work with your boss and you're challenged when somebody is being either authoritative or rude or mean, and instead of facing this problem with boss, you decide to quit. You quit this job and you struggle, you go through depression, then a few months later you feel better, you find a new job, you go through this job, and now you're faced with a similar situation, either with your colleague or supervisor or manager again. And then you again stuck with the similar situation where you are not having the courage to confront and share and openly talk about this breakdown or this problem, and you quit again. And so all I'm trying to say that this problem gonna continue facing you in a different jobs, or we can say the same thing gonna be happening in a relationship where one relationship didn't work because this person was emotionally absent, or they were dishonest with you, and for this or that reason you quit this relationship, or you are not facing to talk about it, what's not working for you in the relationship. And no matter how many times you're quitting the relationship or avoiding this problem, you are noticing that it feels like you're in the same relationship with different people or in the same situation at different jobs. And so the higher power would like for us to actually face this breakdown, face this challenge, face this fear, confront it in order to learn the lesson. But unfortunately, because of our weak heart, we're choosing a wrong solution and we're avoiding it. And so Ayurveda says that there's two ways to heal. Two ways to heal. One is we can heal. It's the ultimate, the best solution. But unfortunately, only 1% of the people are capable of doing that. We are collapsing our physical and our spiritual bodies. We're thinking it's one. What do I mean by that? Most of the people are trying to get enjoyment and pleasure in life without understanding that there's a two separate beings, one that is a physical that wants to experience the enjoyment, wants to experience the uh, passion and strength on the physical body. But on the other side, what's more powerful is our spiritual body, and it's a very thin body, and where it's not visible, but it's there. And that's the body that can actually holds the power to heal, to nurture, to overcome the anxiety, depression, and the fear, and the one that actually can get you to the state of happiness. But because the two is now collapsed, we're thinking that through the physical body we can get to that state of happiness. If we exercise, we feel endorphins, and then we feel like we're gonna experience this happiness. Or when we're in a relationship, we feel happy and we feel like this is the ultimate happiness, not realizing that the two is separate. And the one that is a spiritual body is guiding us, and that body wants to reach to the higher purpose, to the higher consciousness, and gives the access to the physical body to feel happiness and joy. God wants us to experience the full happiness, ultimate happiness. But in life, because our physical and spiritual body is so inseparable right now and works as one, we as a human beings are very distracted. We're trying to go for the small goals in life, because if we go back to the fear that I was sharing about, because when we get confronted by something big, uncomfortable, something that is scary, we decide to run away, avoid, and we start to get distracted by small goals in life. What do I mean by small goals in life? You have this huge purpose that you know why you're here. You know in your heart that you want to teach people, or you know in your heart you want to help people by being a nurse. But then you try to find a small jobs or get a small degree here and here, or avoid degrees altogether, and trying to do the work of a waiter or a hairdresser or consultant or something else, something that you know at the core is not your true purpose. And so what we're doing in life most of the time is distracting ourselves with those small goals. And what we're doing then, we're surviving. And then we're saying constantly, I'll get to that big purpose, I'll get to it. But right now, God is putting me through, or my mother, or life, or circumstances is so difficult. And we give so many silly excuses to ourselves. Oh, let me just fix my health and I'll get to that big purpose of being a nurse or being a teacher or helping people. Let me just fix my relationship because it's not working. My relationship and communication in relationship is not working, and then I'll get to it. And so what we're doing is we're avoiding our meaning, our mission, our biggest purpose in life by constantly putting them on a hold. Isn't that true? If you really look and face it. Look at your life. Be fully authentic right now with yourself. Where are you avoiding and putting on a hold while you're really here, and what's calling you? And then we can live like this our entire life. And then wake up at 60 or 70, 50 or 80 years old and look, say, wow, had so many opportunities to do what I truly wanted, but I was constantly surviving and putting on the hold why I'm really here. And what God is saying in our Veda is that if you go for that big purpose, why you're here, you can achieve it all. You can succeed in a relationship, you can succeed in your career, in your communication, in money, in whatever that you're dealing with, in your health, and have it all. But unfortunately, as a human beings, we avoid. We avoid and we put on a hold. Some of us avoid because we just don't know the access to it and lacking this spiritual knowledge about it. And the rest are avoiding because they're just on a survival, constantly chasing to survive, to either paying the bills or surviving, being in a relationship, being a parent or a teenager or whatever that your survival mechanism is. So God is saying that the access to it all is yoga. It's not the yoga about 84 different asanas, poses on the floor that you're thinking of. Yoga in India is a completely different practice. It's a practice where yogi, a true yogi, not again the yoga that you know in Western United States, Canada world, or Western Europe. True yogi is the person who, no matter what's happening in your world, whether it's a hardship or whether it's a pleasure and joy and success, they feel towards both indifferent. And what is the access to that state of being? Our Veda says there's two major accesses to that. Number one is through spirituality, prayer, and meditation. But the way our Veda proposing it, for some people it's very easy to pray and meditate because they believe if they can heal their mind, the body will follow. But the truth is the way our Veda proposing this type of healing, only less than 1% of the people can truly do it. At this point, the Buddhists who are called Vipassana Buddhists are the ones who just go into the lake or forest or cave and they can be there for weeks. Some can be even there for months just drinking water and praying. And they reach this full state of healing. And when they reach this full state of healing, their body follows and they experience that full happiness. And so then God is saying the second way in our Veda for us to experience this ultimate fulfillment and happiness is through action. But not just through action, but the action that is heading towards our purpose. And what do I mean by that? Basically, God is clearly stating that whatever got us into the state of misery or anxiety or stress or depression, that is the same action can cure us. What our Veda is saying is that a lot of times people are doing careers or doing jobs or working in their jobs that doesn't really belong to them and they don't belong to it. But the ultimate level of happiness is to stop pursuing the selfish reasons. What do I mean by that? You're basically going to work and you are trying to achieve the success and money to enjoy the car, to enjoy the house, to enjoy your girlfriend, and then to enjoy going to the restaurants and buying drinks and food and going to vacations. And that got you into the state of slavery. Now you are married to this job. Now you cannot even leave this job because you invested so much, because now you have to pay for the car and for the house. And basically what got you into this slavery, into this job, can also help you to cure that. And so what God in our Veda is saying is that the moment we stop, it's called yagi. Yagi from Sanskrit, which is 3,000-year-old language, means that stop working or pursuing something for yourself. Stop doing it for selfish reasons. Whether it's because of your pride, or because you're chasing success, or because you're chasing the money, whatever that reason is. In order to experience happiness, we gotta do it through sacrifice. And the moment I got this concept that now I can work not for me, but I'm doing it for a higher power himself. I got that my true gift and my purpose is enlightenment, education, and helping others through spirituality, hypnotherapy, and counseling. And now I do it not for me, not to feel proud or good about myself, but I'm doing it for a higher power himself. And that is the second way we can get to the true ultimate happiness in life. And I know this concept is very advanced, but if you can really listen to your gut feeling and see maybe somewhere in life you are attached to those small goals, or maybe that you are doing everything for true selfish reasons, because we as a human beings, we are selfish. And there's nothing wrong with it. But at the same time, if we want ultimate happiness, we gotta sacrifice. And so whenever you sacrifice, you wake up in the morning and you do the meditation or prayer, that's a part of the sacrifice, you get energized. When you start to sacrifice and you do your work not because you like it or you don't like it, but because you're doing it for a higher reason, for a higher power, for your ultimate happiness and fulfillment, then you cure your anxiety and your stress and your slavery. And in my previous videos, that was from 6 or 7 weeks ago, of finding what is your true purpose, you can actually find what is your true purpose. Are you truly a teacher? Are you a businessman? Are you a warrior? Or are you a craftsman? When you learn this, and you as a 16 or 18 or 20-year-old can make decision, or even earlier, to follow your true path, that definitely gonna help you. Because when we are true to ourselves and we follow the purpose that we're born into, then obviously we can be happy. But for now, if you can surrender and do what you're doing, not for yourself, but for a higher power, that will be a really huge shift. But at the same time, I would like for you to watch that video and understand that if you're born to be a teacher and you're being an engineer, you're not gonna feel fulfilled and happy. And unfortunately, that our education system nowhere in the world is really teaching us. It's teaching us a lot of very complex math and physics and chemistry that we never use really in life. Some we do, but a lot of complex physics and chemistry and biology we really don't. But we don't learn basics. What is our purpose? Why we're here? And in order to achieve that high state of fulfillment and happiness, the path is through spirituality, and obviously also therapy if you're dealing with certain traumas that you are not able to heal and you need a specialist for that. So with that said, I want to wish you happiness, fulfillment, and I'll see you next week for our next video. Namaste.